I just said something that you guys probably didn't want to hear.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah. Anyway, last night.
About the only thing that went on this weekend in sports, to be honest. Now, next weekend, huge weekend.
Right.
And it would be real interesting to see how the taping's going to go. And I'm sorry, for all you people out there who think I'm getting lipo or some kind of lap band surgery or anything like that, I'm not.
Right.
I'm getting my knee operated on. I tore my ACL. I'm getting it put back in. And no, I didn't tear it going to the buffet line, because I'm sure one of you funny people would try to come up with something like that.
But he did pull a hamstring going to the buffet line.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Anyway, Strikeforce had another card, and let's face it, Strikeforce fighters come out to finish fights.
Yeah. The card was great again. All the, everything that Strikeforce puts on, I guess these guys are hungry, and I mean, they just fight. They probably don't have as much at stake, and I will say that. But the first fight of the night was Roger Gracie versus Trevor Prangley. George shakes his head, and, I know, okay, we know anybody who has the last name Gracie, we know who those are. We did not know who Trevor Prangley is. Probably a lot of you guys don't know who Trevor Prangley is, but there will be somebody out there that will go, you guys motherfuckers don't know who Trevor Prangley is, man?
No.
Y'all not real MMA enthusiasts.
Nope.
Right, you're exactly right. We're not, so shut the fuck up. But that motherfucker lost, and I'll tell you that.
Now.
He lost. Got choked out in the first round. Now, for all you people, because we did have somebody this week who said that we're appalling. You probably didn't see it on the comment board. They said we're appalling, and he said 6 minutes of cussing and stuff like this. Hence, that's what the uncut stands for. Yes, that's what the uncut stands for. And you know what? If you didn't, and I told him this, if he did not like it, that we have another channel, and I don't know if you guys are aware, George and I have another channel called the Sophisticated Sports Show, and we cover cricket, polo, horseback ride, and suck my fucking dick, because we're you know what I'm saying? So
now, speaking of dick jokes, the Human Erection fought last night versus Scott Carson. And now, for you people out there, tell me who Scott Carson is, because you know how they introduced him? A former day trader. So in other words, what that meant to George was...
Now, quick timeout, okay? I'll have to cut you off. For all you people also that don't know who the Human Erection is, that's George's nickname for Herschel Walker, who is a former Olympian, who was a great football player.
Who thinks he can play in the NFL? Now! You're 47, dog! Brian Urlacher, Ray Magalugulu, or Troy Polamalu, or one of them other headbutting Samoans would kill you.
They would hit him one time and he would turn into
die.
Dust, into fairy dust.
I do 750 push-ups a day. I don't care.
Yeah.
Come on, dog. Now, 47, and he's like, I can make an NFL squad. Which one?
Now, granted, George and I are saying this, talking this, because we know that we can't carry or out-juke Herschel Walker. We know that we can't out-fight his old ass. You know, I can't even call him old because I'm almost his age. But we can
750 push-ups a day.
Yeah, he could be, and he is a former Olympian. He can bobsled his ass off too. So, but with all that being said, the people that Strikeforce is handpicking, and when I'm saying handpicking, they're walking up into Gold's gym and saying, "Yo, man, I noticed you just did 50 minutes on the treadmill. You're not really breathing. Are you gonna fight Herschel Walker this weekend?"
Yes. She's terrible, dude. This guy, Scott Carson's a day trader. So me with my finance background go, a day trader with a 4-1 record. So in other words, he picked a couple stocks for the right people, made a shit ton of money, got a little kickback from whoever he made the money for, and decided, I don't have to do this anymore, and decided to go fight. The dude was big, he had a decent physique, but he was horrible.
He was
horrible.
Yeah, this guy's not. Is he an MMA fighter? I mean, I could go, and fight a couple fights, and I could be an MMA fighter. Okay, dude, but the bottom. Now, I might not be a damn good MMA fighter. He doesn't have. Go ahead.
Herschel Walker fights in the heavyweight class in Strikeforce, and someone said it when we put out the other card about the tournament. Strikeforce's heavyweights are pretty nasty.
They're crazy.
Yeah, I mean, UFC's heavyweights aren't bad either, but I mean, the heavyweight class in both of these organizations are sick. Let me tell you right now. Herschel Walker couldn't beat anyone in the top 10 on either one.
No.
Period.
And the bottom line is this. We're not discrediting Herschel Walker.
No, hats off to you.
Yeah, hats off, because the guy's doing it. I mean, nobody...
But stop swelling his head up like he's good.
Because Scott Carson does not have a Wikipedia page, okay?
Not even for his day trading.
Not even for his day trading. Because he wasn't even trading stocks good, okay? He probably lost a lot of people money, and he had to learn how to fight so they wouldn't fuck him up in the office.
Wow. Anyway, Herschel Walker won. Did he look a lot better? Yeah, but if you watch him, he's so rigid. He won't relax. He's tensing every muscle. He can't.
The thing that he has going for him,
he's strong as shit.
Right.
I mean, that's it. No one's taking that away from him. But dog, stop. The commentators are terrible. Stop pumping this man up. He's not good.
Yeah, and they're pumping him up like crazy. I mean, you're right. The one thing he does have going for him is he's an incredible athlete. 2 things, and he's got a lot of strength. And 3 things, he probably picked up a sponsorship from Cialis because
anyway,
most cocks.
Congratulations,
Say it correctly.
Herschel Walker, you won again.
Now, moving on to the middleweight championship featuring
Jacare
Souza versus Robbie Lawler. Now, I'm somebody that really, I'm a fan of Robbie Lawler. I really wanted to see Robbie Lawler beat him. And Robbie Lawler rocked him in the first round. Looked like he got him hurt. But I tell you what, other than that, voting for Robbie Lawler and wanting him to win, there was not a time where I thought that he was going to beat that guy. That guy is a crafty fighter, man. Yep. He's a really good fighter. He is strong as shit because he was holding Robbie Lawler down. Like, I'm like, oh, wow, man. Robbie Lawler's a thick guy. He's strong. He's obviously in camp wrestling with a lot of good guys. He had nothing for him. He was so snug and over him. I mean, he blanketed him. And you know what? Basically got him with a rear naked choke 2 minutes into the third.
Middleweight's $185, right?
$185. And they said that Jacare probably the day of the fight he's 95, 200.
I'd love to see Souza fight Anderson Silva.
I think
because they're just about the same fighter.
Yeah, they're best, but I think the problem is that Silva's just such a better striker.
I would really like to see Scott Coker and Dana White sit down and have a crossover.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Just bear with me for a second. If you took the top 1-2 guys on each side in the weight class and had like an event, I don't know, New Year's, middle of August, maybe Memorial Day or July 4th, where you just had a crossover event.
DC Comics.
Yeah, where you had like
Superman fighting the Hawk and shit. You know, I know I'm acting childish and getting carried away, but I don't really give a fuck, man, because that was some good ass comic book series. Man, and I know there's somebody out there saying, yeah, Kevin's right. Did you know their guy? I'm getting off track, and I know you get mad at me, but I have to. When I said Asgard there was one viewer last week that knew that Asgard
was he writing in from a penitentiary?
But he knew that Asgard is where Thor lived. I said that being fun. Throwing that out there.
Thor, like the man who lives in a cell who gives it to him in the butt.
He knew, man. Hey, man. Mad ups to you for knowing that.
You didn't even remember his name. That's Kevin. Anyway, on to the main fight of the night.
And that was Nick Diaz versus Evangelista Santos, otherwise known as Cyborg.
Can somebody please clear something up for me?
Okay.
At the end of the fight, Nick Diaz goes to the side of the cage, says something to somebody in the crowd. Now, they never panned out.
Yeah.
And it never, panned over. And then at one point when it did come back, Nick Diaz says, "Fuck you, bitch."
Right.
Please tell me he wasn't saying that to Cyborg's wife.
No, because if he said it to Cyborg's wife, she would have gotten in the ring and beat his ass.
I mean, no, seriously. I mean, I've gone on the show many times and said I do not have any respect for these guys' in-ring behavior because him and his brother act like two of the most disrespectful people. And every time I say that, everyone goes, "Well, you got to see him outside of the ring." No. Inside the ring. I'm strictly talking about inside the ring behavior. Like everyone back in the day, Dennis Rodman, no one liked what he did on the court.
Right. Except me.
Right.
Because
he acted like an idiot.
Right.
So I mean, so that's now, my thing.
This, and I'm definitely on the other side. Like I'm so entertained by the Diaz brothers. Like even though they do fucked up shit, like I find it entertaining. Like I just sit on the edge of my seat and say, let them do something stupid.
Right. So my question out there is, who is Diaz talking to? Please, I hope it's Mayhem Miller. I don't think Mayhem Miller can beat him. But I don't think Mayhem Miller can beat him.
But it still will be a hell of a fight.
It would be a great fight because the problem is Mayhem Miller's much bigger than Diaz.
Yeah,
but I don't think that's going to be a problem for him. Not with the way he was punching last night.
Yeah, he can start. This is the thing I got out of this fight. Cyborg, first off, fought a great fight.
Great leg kicks.
He's got great leg kicks
and a heart
that big. And I was like, wow, man, this guy looks fucking really good. So hats off for the guy for doing that. We're laughing because we're hearing a lot of funny background noise. Anyway, with all that being said, Nick Diaz is one of the best boxing MMA. I mean, the way he measures you up and he keeps you off balance and he has a nasty jab, I was so impressed with him. And I'm so impressed with his last performances. I mean, it's a shame that he's not over in the UFC. And George and I took the time to look up his record and see why he left the UFC or what the deal was. And we found out that basically
he fought in the UFC when he was 20.
20-something years old.
He started fighting MMA when he was 18.
Yeah, started fighting MMA when he's 18, and I mean we knew a little bit about this, but he fought guys like Shirk and Diego Sanchez when he was like 22. Well, he was young. He was very young,
and now he's 27. So
and he's much more seasoned.
Right, and a lot of these guys start to come into their peak, late 20s, early to mid 30s.
Right.
I mean, this guy could do this for a very long time, and him and his brother both got the. I don't know if both of them did, but I know at least one of them got the scar tissue removed out of their eyebrows.
Right.
So I mean, I
just thought I would like to see Nick Diaz. I think he hasn't lost in his last 9 fights. I would love to see him come back into the UFC and fight some great.
I think at the welterweight he could either do some damage or get some damage done to him. I would love to see him fight GSP.
This and GSP would probably more likely beat him. But the thing that amazes me about Nick Diaz is that he's so good with his hands, and he can take a shot. And he can keep you off balance with that fucking jab, and he doesn't get faced. He comes forward. He's pressing the fuck out of you. And then when you think, okay, someone took him down, you forget that he's a black belt on the ground because he doesn't.
Gracie Jiu-Jitsu nonetheless.
He's nasty. Anyway, that was the Strikeforce event last night. It was great. Next week, obviously, you got the UFC event, which is a huge card, one of the best cards of the month.
Super Bowl.
And the Super Bowl.
So next week's kind of huge in sports.
Right. Yep. So huge in sports. Now, you said you had some stuff that
Pro Bowl. Does anyone even remember what the Pro Bowl is? Pro Bowl?
Right.
Pro Bowl. What's a Pro Bowl? When I was a kid, when the Pro Bowl came around, you had the fastest man competition. You had obstacle course competition.
Then you had the quarterback competition.
The quarterback. They had a quarterback challenge. You had all these things, and then I mean, the last time I remember is they were down, and the one guy just running back for the Patriots. I want to say Graham or Edwards shredded his knee playing football in the sand, and I think ever since then they've just stopped doing these things.
Yeah, now the only competition is who can get as much pussy at the bar competition.
Right.
Because the Bucks are out partying the whole weekend.
The Pro Bowl's a joke.
Yeah, it is.
And by the way, it's being played today. If anyone even remembers,
I don't think a lot of people really do remember. No. And then you got it now that they've set it in between this. When you got this 2-week gap between the championship game and the Super Bowl games, they put it in between there. So now anybody in essence who was on the Pro Bowl roster that's playing the Super Bowl, they're not going to be playing.
Right. But I mean, who cares? It's only 2 teams and a couple players. To me, that gives other players a chance to go who have never gone.
Yeah, maybe it's just time to come up with something new, a new event. I don't have any suggestions because I don't know shit, but
I mean,
and what's up with this shit that happened down in Great Falls, man?
Ooh.
Now, George and I, for all you people that know, we live in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. So and there was a former basketball player. Now, look, this is all hearsay. This is part of Rumorville, okay? So we don't know. We just have heard.
Word on the street.
Word on the street here, and in word, and some internet sites are saying that
a former basketball player who used to play for the Washington Wizards.
But he's a basketball player currently for the Orlando Magic right now.
Names excluded, has a very nice, and I mean very nice home as you drive down Old Georgetown Pike, which is a road out here. Most of y'all don't know.
Which is a very wealthy part of this area.
Go to Google Maps and look that shit up on Google Maps, and you'll see the houses that just litter. Well, it turns out that somebody's baby's mama, who managed to have 4 kids with this ex-Wizard and current Orlando Magic player,
and used to wear the number 0 for the Wizards, decided
she wasn't getting any more money from him to take care of said children. So she said, okay, Chauncey, I'm going to go grab a U-Haul truck. I'm going to pull this shit up to your house, and I'm going to empty it while you're down in Orlando.
She took this Bama's shoes.
His Jordan collection.
What else did she take? She took all kinds of things.
Just wait. If ever in my lifetime a woman takes my Jordans, I will hunt you down, and I will. I'd go to jail.
Yeah. See, I mean, this is the thing, man. I gotta. This agent. What's his last name?
00.
Yeah. Anyway, this agent, he's just first the stuff with thinking he was a cowboy, okay, and then this. The first thing is that you don't get girls, man. I can attest to this, okay.
Women are the most vindictive things on the planet. Period.
And crazy women are super vindictive.
And okay. He said crazy women. That basically encompasses all y'all.
Right. Are crazy. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to have a woman that you have not given money, that you should be giving money to.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 kids, dog. That's a full-time job.
You got to be doing that. Okay. So put down the guns and start making the child support payment. But then you're going to leave this crazy woman who is pregnant. Now, when you're talking, and Georgia, I know this is an Uncut Sports show, but let me give you guys, any of you guys, young guys out there who are watching the show right now, don't mess with pregnant women, okay? Okay, because anything goes. They can do the most fucked up shit, like they can punch you in the nuts, hit you upside your head with a baseball bat, and it's all fair. Because when they're pregnant, their hormones are whacked out. Now, he left this pregnant woman, who already has a few kids with, right, in his house. That's not smart, man. Okay? And on that note, we're going to end this show, and you guys have a great week.
This same man spent $1 million on his pool. Seriously, go to Google Maps and just go right down Old Georgetown Pike, Virginia. Yeah. I don't know the zip code, but it ain't that hard.
Stay away from the crazy beasts.
And look at those houses. They're crazy. Yeah. Anyway, just like the woman who emptied your home. Bye-bye.
Right.